Hey, welcome to Keys and Cafecito. I'm Anna Franklin, realtor here in San Diego, California. Today we are talking about something that almost every home buyer has experienced. You're scrolling through Zillow or realtor.com and suddenly you come upon it. A beautiful home, great neighborhood, plenty of square footage, and it's listed for way less than everything else around it. Your mind immediately starts racing. Is this real? Did I just find the unicorn deal of a lifetime? Or maybe what's wrong with it? There are several reasons why a home may appear to be a bargain, and understanding these reasons can save you a lot of disappointment and maybe even help you find a great opportunity. So, today we're going to break down some of the most common types of homes that seem too good to be true. Let's start with the strategically priced homes. One of the biggest surprises for first time buyers is learning that the list price isn't always the price that the seller expects to accept. Sometimes a seller and their listing agent intentionally list a home below its intended market value. Why? Because a lower list price typically will attract more attention. More people schedule showings, more buyers become emotionally invested, and in some markets, that can lead to multiple offers competing against each other. It's not a bad strategy. Sometimes it works really well, but here's where it gets frustrating for buyers. You see a home listed for 700,000 and you get excited because it's within your budget. Then the offers start coming in and the home ultimately sells for 760, sometimes even 860. Was it ever really a $700,000 house? Maybe not. That's why it's important to look beyond the list price. Your agent should also be reviewing comparable sales so that you have a realistic idea of where the home might actually sell. Otherwise, you may spend weeks chasing homes that were never realistically priced within your budget in the first place. Now, let's talk about foreclosures. A foreclosure happens when a homeowner is unable to keep up with their mortgage payments and eventually the lender takes ownership of the property. Many people start to picture foreclosures as incredible bargains. And sometimes they are, but not always. Most buyers today purchase what's called an REO property, which stands for real estate owned. That simply means that the bank already owns the home. The nice thing about many REO properties is that you can often finance them just like a traditional purchase. But there are some things to keep in mind. Many are sold as is. The bank may not complete repairs. They sometimes have a lot of deferred maintenance because if you really think about it, a homeowner who is behind on their mortgage payments, do you think they can afford to keep up with the maintenance most times? Probably not. Because banks usually have standard procedures, negotiations can sometimes feel less personal than working with an individual seller. Still, though, if you're prepared, a foreclosure can absolutely be a good opportunity. So let's clear up another big misconception that I hear. People often find a home online labeled as pre-foreclosure and assume that it's available for purchase. Not necessarily. A pre-foreclosure simply means that the homeowner has fallen behind on their payments and the foreclosure process may have already begun. But the homeowner still owns the property. They may still catch up on their payments. They may still have the opportunity to refinance. They may still sell traditionally. They may never even actually lose the home. So just because a website labels the property as a pre-foreclosure doesn't mean that you can call and just buy it tomorrow. It's just one piece of information about the property's current status. Fixer uppers. Here's another thing. Another reason that a home may seem inexpensive is just because it needs a lot of work. Maybe it needs a new roof. Maybe the kitchen hasn't been updated in 40 years. Maybe the flooring, the paint, the windows, or the plumbing all need attention. Sometimes these homes offer great potential, but before you get excited about a lower purchase price, ask yourself one question: do I have the money to do these repairs after closing? Because remember, the home is only part of the financial picture. If you're already stretching your budget to even qualify for the mortgage, taking on a major renovation immediately may not be realistic. It's easier to just take on a home that needs cosmetic updates and do those over time than to get yourself all wrapped up in something that could potentially become a more expensive renovation than you would expect. Probate sales. Also, if you are browsing listings, sometimes you'll come across probate properties. These properties are being sold as settling someone's estate after they pass away. Many buyers assume that probate automatically means a discounted price, but that's not necessarily true. Some probate homes are beautifully maintained and priced right at market value. Others need maintenance and repairs. Every situation is different. The word probate just means that it's in a legal process, not the condition of the home itself or whether it's a bargain. So, how do you know if it's really a good deal? Here's my advice: don't fall in love with the list price, fall in love with the actual value of the home. Ask lots of questions, look at comparable sales, understand why the home is priced the way that it is. And remember, every deal comes with a story. Sometimes it's a fantastic unicorn opportunity, sometimes it's simply a marketing strategy. The important thing is understanding what you're looking at before you get emotionally attached, because an informed buyer makes better decisions. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Keys and Cafecito. If you found this episode to be helpful, I would love if you would subscribe and share with somebody who is thinking about buying a home or thinking about selling a home. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.